Hi guys, I'm Janisha and welcome back to my channel. And if you haven't been here before, well, hello! Okay, so today I'm gonna be doing the author newbie tag since, well, I'm a newbie author. And I'm gonna just be answering a few questions of things that you might be wondering and things that I just want you to know. So my name is Janisha Benjamin. I am 24 years old, I'm married, and I live in the Caribbean. I live in a small island called Antigua. We're actually twin states, so it's Antigua and Barbuda, but I live on Antigua. I'm an aspiring author of romantic suspense novels. Well, I hope to write more than one, so I'm gonna say novels. I started writing when I was 17 years old. That was the first time I ever decided I was gonna write a story. And long story short, I got like 7 chapters in and never finished because I knew nothing about writing. All I knew is that I wanted to write a story because I love to read stories, and I figured I should write my own. I decided to do that right after I finished reading Breaking Dawn, you know, from the Twilight Saga. So I guess you can say Twilight inspired me to be a writer. I'm gonna answer a few questions. You're gonna see me looking over because I'm looking at my computer screen just so that I can keep track. Okay, first question. Where and when do I write? Anywhere that I get the opportunity to write. So I write at home, I write at work, I write on the road, I write when I go to town, which is like the city. I write if I go to a restaurant, my parents' house. You get the idea. I write wherever I can. I write mostly at night, but if I can get to squeeze it in during the day, then by all means I do that. I usually use my phone or my laptop to write, but sometimes I use my Kindle. Google Docs is my writing platform, and if you don't know Google Docs, you are missing out, my friend, okay? I'll do a whole nother video on that another time, but Google Docs is my baby. I use Google Docs to write, which means that I always have my book wherever I am, as long as I have an internet connection. Even if I don't have an internet connection. That's how awesome Google Docs is. Okay, next question. Writing with ritual. So this is like if I have any rituals for my writing. I wouldn't necessarily call it a ritual, but I always watch AuthorTube videos before I start writing. That is, of course, if I'm not out like on the road or something. If I am able to, I usually would watch an AuthorTube video just before I start writing. And while I'm writing, I usually listen to music. Sometimes, and this may sound weird to a lot of you, but sometimes I listen to old audiobooks, like audiobooks that I've listened to in the past, that I know how the story is going to go and everything. I would listen to one of those while I'm writing. It might sound a little confusing to you, but it helps me. I don't know why. It's like white noise almost. Not saying that any author's work is white noise. It's just that I know what's going to happen, so I don't really have to pay that keen attention to the story to know what's going to happen because I already know. So yeah, I like to do that as well. And I like to have something to drink. So either coffee, water, my all-time favorite, iced coffee or hot chocolate. Question number 3. Hardest part of the writing process for me. That would be consistency. Not consistency because I don't want to write or I don't take writing seriously, but consistency because I have a full-time job, and finding time to write when I am not bone tired is hard sometimes. If you are a writer, then you know sometimes if your mind is too tired, then you just can't get the words out because you need that free space in your mind for the creativity to flow. And sometimes I'm just too tired to write after working a full day. So that's the hardest part of the process for me. Second hardest part, sticking to my outline, because sometimes I don't outline completely, and that is a struggle. And then I get to writing and I end up discovering some things, and you're probably thinking that that makes me a discovery writer, but trust me, if I don't start writing with an outline, what happened when I was 17 will happen again. I just won't finish. So I need an outline, but sometimes I discover along the way. So I guess I am both in a sense. We can talk about that another time. Plans for my channel. Well, I guess I should first tell you what led me to starting a channel. At first, I did not want to start a channel because where I'm from in Antigua, YouTube isn't that big of a thing. as in being a YouTuber isn't that big of a thing. We watch YouTube, sure, we spend lots of time on YouTube, probably too much time on YouTube, but there are not many YouTubers in my country. Recently, though, that has changed, and that kind of gave me the motivation to start, so I decided to start. It's... you guys will hear about this more. I don't want to make this video too long. Let's just carry on with the tag. The plans for my channel. I'm hoping to make a new video or put out a new video at least every Thursday, so that's once a week. I hope that happens well, because like I said, I work full-time and my husband does things with like videography and photography, so he is my cameraman, and if he's unavailable when I am available, then there'll be no video. But as much as I can, I'd like to post every Thursday. What I'm gonna be talking about, my writing process. So I didn't start this channel to like give tips or to teach or anything like that, because I'm still a newbie at writing. I don't have a college degree in writing. I never went to any formal school for writing, and I just don't think that I'm qualified enough to give you tips on something I'm learning myself. So I just want to take you on the journey of my writing process, and as I learn and as I make mistakes and correct them and fail and fall and succeed, I want to share that with you. So my writing process, as I said, I want to share with you my failures and successes. We're gonna get into some tea about my writing process. I'm gonna give you all the nitty-gritty details of my writing process and all the stupid things that I did before I figured out what I was supposed to do, etc. I'm gonna talk about journey to creating an author platform. I'm gonna have a separate video about that and what I've learned about author platforms at another time. I'm gonna talk about budgeting as an author. You may not think about it, but it can get very expensive, okay? Having certain kinds of programs, all that stuff can be very expensive, and where I live almost makes it twice as expensive, because everything that I'm going to be purchasing mostly comes from the United States of America, US. So I have to contend with the exchange rate of money. Let's just say $1 is equivalent to $2.70 where I'm from. So for something that's gonna cost a US author $20 to buy, it's gonna cost me like $52 to buy in my country. So I have to do a lot of budgeting, and I think that what I've learned about budgeting can be very helpful to everybody, and I'm a very frugal person, so we'll get into that. We're also going to talk about becoming a creative entrepreneur. That's what I like to consider myself as at the moment. As a writer, you are creative, but being a writer is not the only way that you can be creative. And a part of budgeting is trying to get as much income streams as possible. So there are lots of other things that I do to make some extra money to help me along my writing process. Now, some people might think that kind of waters down the whole full-time author thing, but that's their prerogative. I don't think that. I think that any way that I can use my skills and my passions to make money is a good thing, as long as I'm not like breaking the law or taking advantage of people or anything like that. I think that I should definitely 100% use all of my skills, my talents, my passions to make a little extra cash, because you know, life is expensive. So that's basically it for this author newbie tag. If you have any more questions for me and who I am, you can post them down in the comment section, or you can hit me up on my social media platforms. All of the links will be down in the description. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you hopefully next Thursday. Bye!